Thank you very much for clicking on my video. I am the Ready Raccoon, and this is going to be a basic overview for the Grizzly Creek 15060-2 folding knife by Benchmade. Now my video is going to be divided into 9 short parts. I will notate each individual part in the description box below, along with the different times these parts are going to begin at, so that if you're pressed for time or you're only interested in one specific part, you can click ahead to that part and watch the video from there. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy my video in its entirety, and let's kick this thing off with part 1. MSRP for the Grizzly Creek is going to be $205. This one here was purchased for $206 at Cabela's. These are the prices as of the year 2018, so if you're watching my video at any other point in time, check your current listings for current pricing. Okay, so the items that are going to be included in the box are as follows, and there are 5 of them in total. Number 1, you're going to have a black microfiber cloth carry case with a drawstring. You're going to have use and care manual, carry instructions, which are actually located on the pocket knife, on the back side underneath the clip, and the pocket knife itself, of course. I decided to include the black foam as an item that comes in the box because, as many of you know, many boxes don't come with something so nice. In this case, they did give you something to actually help protect the knife when it's in storage, so I just figured that was a nice feature that I would include. Okay, so the out-of-the-box sharpness, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Oh yeah, that's razor sharp. So there you have it. So on a scale with poor being the worst, good being in the middle, and excellent being the highest, I'm going to rate it right at excellent. As you guys saw, it is razor sharp right out of the box. No issues there. You can trust that factory edge. So the quality control inspection basically is where I take a brand new knife out of the box, never previously owned, straight from the factory, no reason why it should have any scuffs or blemishes or any defects. I look it over and make sure that's the case. With my particular Benchmade Grizzly Creek, there were no quality control issues that I need to report to you guys. None at all. Everything looks clean, polished, tightened, and in good working order. It's a beautiful knife. Blue class. If you are familiar with Benchmade, they do like to classify their knives, so if you do want to go on their website and research this knife yourself, click on the tab Blue Class and you should be able to locate this knife within that category. So the blade metal is going to be premium CPM S30V stainless steel. The blade length is going to be 3.5 inches with a drop point and recurve design. The blade thickness is going to be 0.124 inches. Okay, and just verifying real quick with the digital caliper. I'm getting 0.12 for blade thickness. The type of grind is going to be a high flat grind. The CPM S30V steel is going to be heat treated at 58 through 60 on the Rockwell scale. The blade is going to have a beautiful satin finish, along with a couple logos lasered onto the blade. You're going to have the Benchmade butterfly logo lasered onto the side, along with the country manufacturer, USA, and the designation 15060. And on the other side, the blade steel S30V. The blade centering, again on my scale, with poor being the lowest, good being in the middle, and excellent being the best, I'm going to give it a rating of excellent. As you can see, that blade is smack dab in the center between the 2 handle scales. Now when it comes to special features for the blade, I am going to say it has 2 of them. You're going to have 2 sets of jimping along the spine. One here for your thumb and another one here for your pointer finger. I will say that jimping is very well placed. My thumb does naturally want to fall onto it. And as far as that jimping there at the top, My pointer finger can reach it just fine thanks to the 3.5 inch length. So the Benchmade Grizzly Creek is going to be a manual opening knife. 2 thumb studs are going to be provided for you to deploy the blade with. You can use one or the other depending on if you're right or left-handed. The texture on these thumb studs is going to be a short pattern of raised and recessed steel. Now when opening the knife, the blade is going to be pivoting on bronze bushings and locking into place using Benchmade's Access Lock. Now this lock is a very well constructed and well designed lock. It's going to guarantee a solid lockup. I have no forward or side to side play whatsoever. So the handle has to be one of the most attractive parts of this knife. The scales are going to be made out of diamond wood with a smooth texture with no jimping whatsoever anywhere on the handle area. Now the texture is smooth, but as you can see it is catching my thumb just a little bit, so it's not so smooth that you need to worry about your hand slipping up onto the blade where you could possibly hurt yourself. The handle length is going to be 4.34 inches. So for handle thickness, I'm going to go ahead and try to get the best reading I can for you guys. I'm having to work around the pocket clip, so we might be a little bit off, but just bear with me and let's see what we get. I'm getting 0.56 inches in handle thickness. You're going to have 2 stainless steel liners on each side of the handle. A section on one of the liners has been purposely cut out to accommodate the presence of a gut hook located in the handle. The back spacer on the back of the Grizzly Creek is going to be a very thick stainless steel. Now when it comes to special features for the handle, you're going to have 2 of them. First special feature is going to be a cutout. I'm referring to this cutout here on this side, and you have a second one here on the other side as well. Those cutouts are a great feature on this handle because it's going to allow your thumb to just slide on down, meet with the thumb stud, and deploy the blade. Now the second special feature is actually a feature that sets the Grizzly Creek apart from most knives, and that is the inclusion of a gut hook. It's not going to be made out of the same premium S30V steel as the blade is. It's actually made out of 440C stainless steel instead. It has a finger choil and some jimping right there for your finger. Now in order to deploy the gut hook, there is a nail nick here as well as a cutout in the diamond wood scales to allow your thumb access to that nail nick. Simply sticking your nail into it and pulling out will deploy the gut hook. This gut hook is held open by a ball bearing and spring, so there is no lock, liner lock or anything like that. Your finger is what's primarily going to be holding the gut hook open. Now I did encounter one very minor issue with the 440C gut hook, and that is when it is closed, it does have a tendency to rattle inside the handle. Go ahead and take a quick listen. So as you can hear, it's a very minor rattle. It's not distracting and you don't even hear it when it's in your pocket, but it is something I want you guys to be aware of nonetheless. Other than that, the gut hook is absolutely awesome. So the Grizzly Creek is going to come with a standard Benchmade black finished pocket clip. The length for this pocket clip is going to be 2 3/8 inch. It's going to be tip up only one position. Unfortunately for some of you, there's going to be no way for you to move that pocket clip to the other side. So if you're left-handed or prefer tip down carry, you're just out of luck. When carried in your pocket, the positioning of the pocket clip is going to allow for shallow carry with excellent retention. There is no worry of this knife falling out of your pocket at all. When it comes time to draw the knife, it easily comes out and easily returns. As far as special features go for the pocket clip, there really are none except for a cutout design here in the middle, and you do have the option of removing the pocket clip if you decide you'd rather carry it smoothly. Okay, now that we have the scale on the table, let's go ahead and get an overall weight for the Benchmade Grizzly. And it looks like I'm getting 4.4 ounces on the reading. Okay, I'm going to zero out the digital caliper and see how much room this is going to take in your pocket. So when it comes to how much room it's going to occupy in your pocket, widthwise, it's going to come out to 1.28 inches. Now when it comes to using a knife comfortably, it's important to know if there are any hot spots on the handle. Well, I am very happy to report to you that there are absolutely no hot spots on this handle anywhere, at least with my hands there were not. The gut hook, it was also comfortable to use. However, I do see the possibility of a hot spot developing here. The thumb stud has a tendency to poke right into this fleshy part of your hand. Now, this wasn't an issue for 1 or 2 uses, and I don't see it being an issue for a while. However, if you're someone who works at a deer processing plant or something to that effect where you're just going to be using a gut hook all day, I can see that becoming a very real problem. But if you're just carrying it as a hunting knife and you're using it to process the one deer you just harvested, there should be no problem at all. No hot spots anywhere on this blade, and that includes when using the gut hook. The grip feels wonderful thanks to the shape design of the diamond wood scales. The same grooves that allow your thumb to easily access the thumb studs double as grooves for your pointer finger to settle into while the blade is deployed. With your pointer finger now sunken into these grooves, it allows the finger guard to better overlap the top of your pointer finger, which provides extra protection against your hand slipping upwards onto the blade. So it's for those reasons I'm going to give the Grizzly Creek an overall grip rating of excellent on my scale. I just want to say up front, I did not put this pocket knife through the ringer, and I have 2 very good reasons why I didn't. The first reason is I am not a hunter. To take this pocket knife out into the field and truly test its capabilities would require a skill set I simply don't possess. The second and most important reason is this knife was a birthday present from my wife, and it holds a tremendous amount of sentimental value to me. For the second reason alone, I am not going to push this pocket knife to its limits. I know the Grizzly Creek is built strong and even comes with a limited lifetime warranty, but I refuse to risk such an unreplaceable gift. Like I say at the beginning of all my videos, these knives are my personal knives. They are not provided to me by a company, nor does a company pay me to thoroughly review their products. These are my knives, and if you watch my channel long enough, you'll notice I test each knife a little different based on how that particular knife fits into my life. So when it came to testing my highly sentimental Grizzly Creek, I kept it very simple. I used the pocket knife to cut into my mail and packages. I broke down cardboard to be thrown away, as well as some light food preparation. Cutting paracord, rope, and zip ties was no issue either. Like I mentioned earlier, I am not a hunter, so no hunting related testing was possible. Edge retention wasn't affected in the slightest, with my edge being just as sharp after testing as it was before I started. This wasn't surprising considering I was performing light-duty cutting tasks using a heavy-duty knife with premium steel. I am happy to report the jimping on the blade was very effective and beneficial as well, especially while my hands were slippery and wet. I am sure this is a good thing to know if you are considering purchasing this knife for skinning, given the bodily fluids you'll be working around. It's for this reason, on my scale, I'm going to give edge retention an overall rating of excellent. As far as the integrated gut hook goes, I see myself using this feature as more of a seatbelt cutter, or to safely cut through clothing during an emergency medical situation. Despite the fact that I am not a hunter, the gut hook is by no means a useless feature. The Grizzly Creek design is very capable of fitting outside that hunting category and slipping right into an emergency responder or a prepared person's everyday carry role. I am very proud to own the Grizzly Creek, and based on the performance I have seen so far, the materials used, the blade, the handle, the feel in hand, and especially the sentimental value and attachment I have to this knife, I am very proud to own the Grizzly Creek by Benchmade and consider it the crown jewel of my collection. Well, the Grizzly Creek basically laughed at my light-duty testing, and I barely tapped into its full potential. The cool thing about being a knife collector is you tend to accumulate a lot of knives over time, and therefore not all of them need to be workhorses. Some knives serve as bookmarks in our lives to help us remember happy times with friends and family. That is where this particular pocket knife falls for me. I will always remember it as the knife my wife gave me for my 27th birthday. As time passes on, I will get plenty of work done with my Benchmade Grizzly Creek, and I'm sure it will catch a scratch or two. But I'll let that character develop naturally over time, and maybe I'll upload an update video in a few years or so. But for now, I mostly just wanted to bring the Grizzly Creek to the channel to show it off to you guys. I hope this video has given you the information you need to craft your own personal opinion on this folding knife, and I hope you have enjoyed my video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel for upcoming overviews. I am the Ready Raccoon, and thank you very much for watching.